everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 1st of August 2021. Starting with very first question. In which state Samajik Adhikarita Shivir, that is social empowerment campaign, is to be organized for Divyangjan, that is physically disabled people? So under the ADIP scheme of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, a Samajik Adhikarita Shivir is to be organized at Madhya Pradesh on 31st of July 2021. What is this ADIP? It is Assistance to Disabled Persons for Purchasing or Fitting of Appliances. So actually it will be organized for the distribution of aids and assistive devices to the handicapped people, and the campaign will be organized by Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities in association with ALIMCO, that is Artificial Limbs Manufacturing Corporation of India, and District Administration of Chhindwara, because this campaign would be organized at Imli Kheda, which lies in Chhindwara. Now apart from it, recently Social Justice Ministry has set up Divyangta Khel Kendras across the country to work towards interest of Divyangjans in sports and their good performance in Paralympics. Now in Tokyo Olympics, the flag bearer for Paralympics is Mariyappan Thangavelu. The opening flag bearers for Tokyo Olympics are MC Maricom and Manpreet Singh. Then the flag bearer for closing event is wrestler Bajrang Punia. Now apart from it, recently Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities have made it mandatory for all the states and union territories to issue a certificate of disabilities only using UDID portal, and this is now effective from 1st of June 2021. What is this UDID portal? It is actually a type of unique ID for persons who have disabilities. Okay. So actually this step aims to provide a unique ID and disability certificate for all the persons who are especially abled. Okay. Talking about Madhya Pradesh, 2 of its sites have been included in UNESCO these days. First is Satpura Tiger Reserve and second one is Panna National Park. Question number 2. How many tiger reserves of India have received accreditation of the Global Conservation Assured Tiger Standards? So on the occasion of International Tiger Day, which is celebrated on 29th of July every year, Bhupendra Yadav, who is our Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, have stated that 14 tiger reserves of India have received accreditation of the Global Conservation Assured Tiger Standards. So which are these 14 tiger reserves? Let's talk about them quickly. First of all, Manas, Kaziranga and Orang tiger reserves from Assam. Then Satpura, Kanha and Panna from Madhya Pradesh, Pinch from Maharashtra, Valmiki Tiger Reserve from Bihar, and do remember that this is also the only national park of Bihar, and it was in news few days back. Why? Because authorities of this park have identified 150 vultures here. Then there is Dudhwa from Uttar Pradesh, Sundarban from West Bengal, Parambikulam from Kerala, Bandipur from Karnataka, then Mudumalai and Annamalai from Tamil Nadu. So these are the 14 tiger reserves. Actually, this standard is a set of criteria that sets best practice and standards to manage tigers and their conservation, and it is a globally accepted conservation tool which was launched in the year 2013, and it is an important part of T2, that is the global goal to double the number of tigers by the year 2022. Actually, the long-term goal of this is to ensure safe havens for tigers. Okay. Now, apart from it, few days back, Amrapat Tiger Reserve was in news. Why? Because now it is home to highest population of tigers. Can you tell me this tiger reserve lies in which state of India? Please write in the comment section. Then there is Ramgarh Vishdhari, which is now 4th tiger reserve of Rajasthan, and it is 52nd tiger reserve of India. Also, Rajasthan has decided to construct a tiger corridor by connecting 3 of its tiger reserves, and which are they? First is Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, then second is this Ramgarh Vishdhari, and the third one is Mukundra Tiger Reserve. Then few days back we have talked about Virache National Park. Why it was in news? Because illegal logging was major concern here since the year 2000. But now the situation has been improved, and hence a species named as giant muntijak has recently been found here. Okay, and this lies in Cambodia. Question number 3. As per ICMR's 4th Serology Survey released in July 2021, which state has the highest COVID-19 sero prevalence? So according to the 4th National Serology Survey of ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research, Madhya Pradesh has the highest COVID-19 sero prevalence, and Kerala has the lowest COVID-19 sero prevalence. Okay, so 21 states were taken under consideration in this survey, and the state-wise approximate prevalence was issued on 28th of July 2021. So after Madhya Pradesh, it was followed by Rajasthan and Bihar for its second and third positions respectively, because Madhya Pradesh has a sero prevalence of 79%, Rajasthan has 76%, and Bihar has 75%. And Kerala has sero prevalence of only 44%. Now, what do you understand by the term sero prevalence? So, it actually refers to the frequency of any individual with antibody to a particular virus in a population. So, higher sero prevalence rates means more antibodies and more immunity, but lower sero prevalence rate means less antibodies and hence less immunity. Now, apart from it, do remember that Tamil Nadu government has become the first in the country to launch free COVID-19 vaccination at private hospitals using the CSR funds of various companies. What is CSR? It is Corporate Social Responsibility Fund. Okay. So, Union government procures 75% of the vaccines produced, and remaining 25% is available for private hospitals, which is largely underutilized. Now, apart from it, in the previous lecture we have talked about COVID Beep. It is actually India's first wireless indigenous physiological parameter monitoring system for COVID-19 patients, and it has been developed by ESIC Medical College, Hyderabad, in collaboration with ECIL, that is Electronics Corporation of India Limited, and Department of Atomic Energy. Question number 4. Who won the Maharashtra Bhushan Award 2021? So, under the chairmanship of Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, Maharashtra Bhushan Committee has selected Asha Bhosle for the prestigious Maharashtra Bhushan Award 2021. So, it was announced by Amit Deshmukh, who is the Cultural Affairs Minister of Maharashtra. Actually, this award is the highest civilian award of Maharashtra, and it is given for the outstanding achievement in the fields of literature, art, sport, science, then social work, journalism and public administration. And it is presented annually by the government of Maharashtra. So do remember that it was first of all awarded in the year 1996. To whom? Purushottam Lakshman Deshpande. So a cash prize of 10 lakh rupees, a memento, and a citation is given to the winner of Maharashtra Bhushan Award. Now apart from it, few days back, Indian hydrographer Vinay Badhwar has won the Alexander Dalrymple Award, which was given by British government. Then highest civilian award of Mongolia has been given to R.K. Sabharwal. Then journalist P. Sainath has recently won Japan's Fukuoka Grand Prize Award. And the Most Innovative Investment Promotion Agency Award 2021 has been given to Invest India. Apart from it, recently, 2 Indian organizations have won the UNDP Equator Prize 2021. Can you tell me the name of these 2 organizations? Please write in the comment section if you know. Then there is Pramod Bhagat, and he has been awarded with Differently Abled Sportsman of the Year 2019. So these are some of the important awards. Question number 5. What is the location of first sports university in Bihar as per recently passed bill in State Assembly? So recently Bihar Assembly has passed a bill to set up state's first ever sports university at Rajgir, and the bill was introduced by Alok Ranjan, who is the Minister of Art, Culture and Youth Department. So in this university, a minimum 33.3% of the seats would be reserved for women. Now apart from it, National Dolphin Research Center is proposed to be constructed in Patna to conserve the endangered gangetic dolphin species in India. And also, Union government has proposed to set up NRF, that is National Research Fund, to strengthen the research ecosystem in the country, and proposed outlay of NRF is 50,000 crore rupees for over a period of 5 years. So it will mainly focus to facilitate research at academic institutions like universities and colleges. Also recently, Lok Sabha has passed National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management Bill 2021. So now it has awarded the status of Institution of National Importance to NIFTEM, which lies at Kundli, Haryana, along with IIFPT, that is Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology at Thanjavur, Tamil Nadu. Question number 6. Which bank's license has been cancelled by RBI in the end of July 2021 due to poor financial conditions? So RBI has recently cancelled the license of Madgaon Urban Cooperative Bank Limited, which is located at Margao in Goa. So the license was cancelled on 29th of July 2021, and according to RBI, the bank would not be able to pay full amount to its depositors with its current financial position, so its license has been cancelled. And RBI further said that according to the data submitted by the bank, about 99% of the depositors will receive full amounts of their deposits from DICGC, that is Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation, and every depositor would be entitled to receive deposit insurance claim amount of his or her deposits up to a monetary ceiling of 5 lakh rupees only from the DICGC after liquidation. Then apart from it, recently HCIPL, which is a satellite broadband services firm, has collaborated with Bank of India to connect 1800 branches of Bank of India using satellite based connectivity solution. So earlier HCIPL has connected over 30,000 branches and 40,000 ATMs of 30 nationalized and private banks, and the headquarters lies in Gurugram, Haryana. And who is the president and MD of this company? It is Partho Banerjee. Now talking about Bank of India, it was established in the year 1906 and it is headquartered in Mumbai. Who is the MD and CEO? It is Atanu Kumar Das. Now apart from it, Recently, the IFC, that is International Finance Corporation, which is the investment arm of World Bank Group, has extended a loan of $250 million to which bank? HDFC. Why? To boost affordable housing finance in India. Question number 7. Which is the first Indian city to be selected for International Clean Air Catalyst Program? So since Indore is the India's cleanest city, so it will be now the first Indian city to be selected for the International Clean Air Catalyst Program. This project will run for nearly 5 years with an aim to purify the air of the city. For this purpose, Indore Municipal Corporation and Madhya Pradesh Pollution Control Board will look after this project. So this International Clean Air Catalyst Program is an initiative by USAID, that is United States Agency for International Development, WRI and Environmental Defense Fund to expedite clean air solutions in the cities. So this USAID will work with its partners and local authorities and communities to identify and raise awareness of local pollution sources and focus on the solutions that will make air cleaner and healthier. The headquarters of this organization lies in Washington, D.C. and it was founded on 3rd of November 1961 by John F. Kennedy. Now apart from it, few days back Niti Aayog has released 3rd edition of Sustainable Development Index for 2020 to 21 by evaluating the progress of states and union territories with respect to social, economic and environmental parameters. So in this index, Bihar, Jharkhand and Assam were the worst performers, while Kerala was at first position with a score of 75 and it was further followed by Himachal Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Talking about union territories, the first position was occupied by Chandigarh with a score of 79 and it was further followed by Delhi. Question number 8. Which bill has been passed by the Parliament for improving the availability of working capital for MSMEs? So this is Factoring Regulation Bill 2021, as it was passed on 29th of July in Rajya Sabha and on 26th of July in Lok Sabha. So this bill was passed to bring changes in the legislation for helping MSMEs, that is micro, small and medium enterprises sector, and it will help in improving the availability of working capital for these MSMEs. Actually, the contribution of MSMEs to GDP is extremely high because this sector contributes about 30% to GDP, and hence the government is aiming to increase the contribution of MSMEs to nearly 40% so as to provide the benefits to the rural population and poor people. Question number 9. Which two countries organized the 3rd Arctic Science Ministerial Meeting 2021? So this was organized by Japan and Iceland and it was virtually hosted by Japan. So the meeting was organized for discussing research and cooperation in the Arctic region, and the theme of the meeting was Knowledge for a Sustainable Arctic. From India side, Dr. Harshvardhan led the Indian team, and he shared India's vision and long-term plans for research, work and cooperation in the Arctic region with the stakeholders. Now talking about Japan, Japan has decided to issue a vaccine passport for its citizens who want to go abroad for tourism or for some business purpose. So this certificate will be paper based rather than in digital mode. Then apart from it, Japanese government has awarded the Order of Rising Sun to a Bangalore based Japanese teacher named as Shyamla Ganesh. Also they have developed Fugaku, which is world's most powerful supercomputer. And apart from it, India and Japan have signed a memorandum of cooperation for sustainable urban development by suspending the existing MOU of 2007 on urban development. Coming to last question, as of July 2021, who is the Union Minister of Civil Aviation? So our Union Minister of Civil Aviation is Jyotiraditya Scindia. And why this sector is in news? Because recently AERA Amendment Bill has been introduced on 29th of July in the Lok Sabha. What is this? It is Airport Economic Regulatory Authority Amendment Bill. So actually it proposes to modify the definition of major airport under the AERA Act 2008, and it paves the way for privatization of a small loss-making airport by clubbing it with a larger airport. So it will also help in accelerating the UDAN regional connectivity by expanding the air connectivity to relatively remote areas, and the main objective is to pair the smaller non-profitable airports with profitable airports so that bidders will consider it as a viable combination for investment under public-private partnership mode. Now apart from it, few days back Cochin International Airport has won the Airport Council International's honor for airport service quality. Then there is Aurangabad Airport, which has been now renamed as Sambhaji Maharaj Airport. And who is Sambhaji? He is the son of Maratha warrior Chhatrapati Shivaji. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.